There it goes. Howdy do, everybody. Everybody, howdy do. Live again for the second time today with Lori, Jen, Becca. We got some. What's that noise? Jerry. So we got some Jerry Springer to start out with first. But before we do any of that, Becca, do you have anything coming up? Any tableaus or anything you want to talk about?
No, just I might go live. I might not.
If you did not see Becca's 4-hour video Friday night, 2 grand tableaus, one on Maddow, one on MTG. Oh my God, especially the MTG one. It was awesome.
Thanks. So I wanted to do McCarthy because there's a lot of stuff that it looks like it's going on with him. But we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling if I go live.
May have to do Garland to see when he's moving into action.
Okay.
Yeah, those two would be good when you're feeling like it. But those were really great readings, and thank you.
So Jen, what do you got coming?
Tomorrow morning, I am doing solo a Sacred Sounds of Coffee, first Monday of the month. Jody is packing, and all her bowls and gongs and everything are packed. Getting ready to move. So I will be solo tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central. So we won't have the sound part of it, but the sound meditation, but we'll do a candle lighting anyway at the end.
And Lori, do you want to go back through or do you want to tell them go watch the last video?
I just did Soul Chat with you and Adrian and Tony. That was fun. I also wanted to mention I did a special with Jeffrey from Ripe Color. Ripe Color? Yeah. The High Priestess he's just doing one card with a specific reader for Tarot Tuesdays. And tomorrow I am going to do Circle of Friends Tarot. It's a new channel with Allie from Heart and Soul and Kelly from Dozen Cats for Me. So that should be fun.
Right.
But tonight she's got her petty boots on.
Tonight. And they're laced up, let me tell you.
And I got, if I remember, if not, I'll just do another live stream. I got this deck from DeBry. They sent it to me. Now I actually already have it. And the story behind this when I got it is when I was moving from Florida up here, I wanted some decks that'll be here when I got here in case everything else was not, which it was not, which is a whole nother story we will not go into right now because that's a whole nother live stream and it takes 2 hours to tell a story, at least the way I tell it. And so I had this deck already. It's nice. It's very dark. It's very nice, so forth and so forth. I'll use it. I'll do a video on it or something, but they sent me this, and so I'll give it away. If I give it away today, great. If not, at some point, I will. So, I think that's the fastest we've ever done announcements.
Whose channel are you on Friday night? If y'all are not watching the Friday night non-political, you have to watch those. They're awesome.
It's fun.
We will be on Sienna Rose Metaphysical on Friday. And Saturday, we will be at Red Lentil Healing's house doing the Zodiac readings. So that'll be fun too. Okay. Story time. So Madison Cawthorn has a friend by the name of Stephen Smith. And they did a video together that I seen on the TikToks where Madison Cawthorn was doing exaggerated behavior like you would to mimic somebody who was gay. You know, he was doing he was doing that whole thing, right? There you go with the horns. Come on through. So he was doing the exaggerated behavior, like imitating a gay man, right? And so his friend was videotaping it, right next to him in the passenger seat of the car. And I don't know what they were saying exactly, because it was kind of inaudible to me in my old ears. But at some point, he reached over and grabbed his crotch. And they're cousins? Yeah, sure. Okay, so what happened then is another video came out.
Well, and they were talking very suggestively before he grabbed him. They were talking about like
I couldn't hear what he was
on
saying.
top of them and stuff, like very suggestive.
So another video by the same TikToker, where she detailed some information on Madison Cawthorn's Venmo account, where they were joking back and forth, like, "Oh, here's some money for last night, and thanks for the lap dance and all that." Like they were doing that back and forth too. So Stephen Smith lived with Madison Cawthorn, which is why this is a story in the first place, because he may have gotten gifts and things of that nature illegally. And so he lived with Madison Cawthorn. He went on Madison Cawthorn's honeymoon to his new wife at the time, and all three of them
His Russian bride, like that's
they
what
just
you
all
do. You
went
take
on-
your friend with you.
they all went on a honeymoon together, like that's the normal thing to do. So I want to know, what is the real nature of their relationship? That's the first question. The first question. What is the real nature?
Yes, oh, honeydew. That's a honey don't.
Because mind you, they could just be doing the whole bromance thing, and they just like each other like that.
And I said last week when we were reading on Cawthorn and his lingerie photos, there's going to be more pictures and videos coming out.
Now there it is.
There they came.
All right, I got 2 flop out. What is this? All right.
I'm going to have to join TikTok just to keep up.
Thank you, Courtney. Adrian sent it to me, so you don't have to have it. You can just tell her to forward it.
So his name is Stephen, right?
Stephen Smith. All right, cards are just flopping out, man.
There's a lot of ball juggling going on. Maybe a little bit of testicular tanning. Johnny had to go get his laughing blanket.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Where's your blanket?
I ain't gonna fool with y'all today.
All I know is there were 2 people that had a really good time on that honeymoon, and the wife was not there. She was not included. Yeah, somebody's up all night. There's a give and take with them, and like I said, a lot of balls in there, and something a little mysterious going on that he's having to now defend what's coming on. And for me, when I get the King of Cups, that's beloved. When I'm doing a relationship reading, and that's his beloved. And here's my love card, and it's been going on a long time. And there is also some money payouts and gifts.
Thank you, Summer. You in timeout, right?
Me in timeout now. You're gonna mute me.
Oh Lord. Okay, Lori, what'd you get?
I got something very similar. However, I'm just going to add, they do go way back. There's a lot of deception and cover up and gifts and things from the past. But this is all coming out. The nature of their relationship, for whatever it was, party time, and celebration, is coming to an end. And there's going to be a big blowout of something they did together. So I can't get those to go right. There we go. Something's coming to an end, and it's going to be explosive. So they're going to get caught doing something. It is pretty.
Maybe it's a blow, you know what, that's going to be on video. Wait, sorry, I'm in timeout. I'm not.
I told you was in timeout. You ain't gonna do it. Okay. Oh, hush. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna remind me to tell you what flew through my mind when I seen Tower. But anyway, back to the
I guess the wingman, because that's how they roll to chat women up. What I get, nothing special. Although there are secrets that they're hoping to keep in the closet that do come out. So,
see, Amy, there it is. Nobody would care if they weren't hypocrites.
exactly.
Do what you want to do. I didn't get an answer to that question. I did, however, get the 5 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and the Hangman. There's some sort of agreements or sneaky things or things that are missing. So maybe like you didn't document this, kind of like the gifts that Pence and Trump got that didn't have a receipt for and all this type of stuff. There's something like that that's going to cause him some consternation. I don't think he's going to have like a legal battle over it, but as far as re-election goes, then that hurts his chances. But
Feisty Butterfly, I am not out for Becca's job. She can get her little devil ears. I'm just commenting and reading.
So
to shelf the punishment.
My question now, though, why now? Because none of these are new stories. He said, because he defended his videos, I guess, by saying, I stand by what I did in my early 20s, and I was young and this and this and this and this and this. He's 26, early 20s, like that was 18 years ago. He's 26 years old, so he's still in his early damn 20s. So it's I get what he's saying, but
he just took him on his honeymoon 2 years ago because that marriage only lasted 8 months.
So he's defending it now, saying that anybody that's trying to use it against him, they're the leftist and they're this and then they're egregious, basically. Now, what I want to know, though, is why now? Why is all of this coming out now? Is there somebody out there trying to get him off the ballot, trying to keep him from re-election? Because he told on them about their coke and orgy parties and all that type of stuff.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
They were entertained.
There's some entertainment going on.
So I'm saying, why now? Because none of this came out while he was running. Now I got the thunder outside.
Oh, it's your turn.
It's been doing it all day. It doesn't do that often here. I actually enjoyed it.
They're trying to make him out as a liar is what I get. It's like, here's Becca on her job, right? Wants him to lose. Wants him to lose his race. They want to tarnish his image. And try to get to higher ground with somebody else. So they're trying to put him out in the cold as a party boy and a lover. And all this has been going on a long time. they want to put forward somebody else in the elections for the Republicans in that district.
Thank you, Margaret. Lori, what you get?
Oh, I get something very similar. Someone in direct competition with him has their eye on the prize, and they're lying. This is all, you know, deceitful, and it's they're trying to take away his money backing, and so I'm going to say it's a direct competition and a smear.
Devil, what you get over there?
I get he pissed off a donor and they want him out. But not just any donor, a donor where he represents in his district, in his home. He pissed somebody off over there. They made some phone calls, get him out. So that's what I get for the elections.
Yeah, there's definitely money involved.
Mm-hmm. He pissed off. What I'm getting is he pissed off a donor. Yeah. Don't ask me who, but
I get there's some chaos among a small group of people there with the Knight of Swords and the Three of Cups. So maybe some little committee like the McConnells and the this and the that. The people who held the emergency meeting when he told them about all their goings-ons.
That card actually kind of looks like him.
I mean, this is a person too trying to look tough. The Three of Swords and the Six of Cups, there is a relationship that is going to go very south, very sour, and it may between him and Stephen. Something may break or go weird there with the separation and then the childhood friend. But it ends in the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. So they want him out. There's the conflict, the politics, that type of thing. They also regret possibly supporting him in the first place. This is why you vet.
It's funny though, because it's like you have all the other people from the crazy caucus aligning themselves with white nationalists, threatening people's lives. That's fine. Don't talk about cocaine orgies though, because then it's like
it's okay for Matt Gaetz to show nudie pictures on the floor.
Yeah. Not to mention all his other goings-ons. Mm-hmm. That I'm pretty sure, like, you can do the whole allegedly all you want to, but then people know it's true.
Yeah.
And they're still behind him. So, you know, get off the high horse, get in your wheelchair, and join Madison in the Goofy Boy parade or something, or whatever you want to do. Speaking of though, Mario. Speaking of though, so this makes my head itch. Because anybody else, we would have been, you know, on some list somewhere for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
He was at the airport now twice, caught with a loaded gun, trying to get through TSA. He got cited, is what they called it. But he didn't get arrested and thrown in the back of a car and all these other type of things. If he was from any Arab country whatsoever, he would have been labeled a terrorist and all these other type of things.
Yeah, he also got pulled over for a third time for driving on an expired tag and revoked license, driver's license. So
what I want to know is why. Why was he going through the airport with the loaded gun? For the second time.
He was going to an orgy with women. There's guarded with and women. All jokes aside, though, probably I don't know where he was going, but this is like a party where there was a lot of fighting. So, but also sex. So I'm just being an ass. Going to an orgy.
You in timeout now too, goddamn.
Just keep playing.
Oh,
What do you call that? Where you
musical
rotate
chairs.
chairs? Musical chairs. I get there's two things. Like there's a power play, trying to appeal to American voters by doing that, so the ones that are pro-gun. But I also get the feeling that he feels like somebody is secretly laying in wait on him, and might like take an action against him. So I think he feels threatened by somebody.
Ladies at the orgies.
I agree with that. I think it was strategic. He definitely did it on purpose. He is afraid that someone's after him, and I think he's dabbling in some stuff that he probably ought not to be dabbling in. So
I get the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is my card for weapons, and the Page of Pentacles would be some sort of maybe document that he received, or maybe this is his ticket. So there's the ticket and the weapons. Seven of Swords I get as well with the Strength. There's a scheme, there's a scam, there's a something here. Okay. Follow-up question. Because I'm getting it too. What is he involved in that he shouldn't be? Because I think the paranoia is there. There's something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
let's see what it is.
Because it's heavy though. Because I get the Strength card. Whatever it is, he feels like he needs to watch his back or something.
He's either done something to somebody or he's in something he shouldn't be in.
Mm-hmm.
Becca, come get your children. Oh, yeah, he's anxious. He's scared. Keeping him awake.
Well, it isn't just one thing.
Mm.
He's in over his head.
Thank you, Scoop Man. Thank you, Lisa, for reposting the question. If my power goes out, then I'm going to text y'all the next question. just look for it.
You know his little Russian bride? And you know how, like, people disappear every time Putin decides he doesn't like them anymore? I think he's afraid of Putin. I think he's taken money from him. I think he's got, that Republican connection to Putin, an agreement. He is watching his back from a foreign leader. You better be finding some stuff for poison, dude. He's like not accepting whatever is being offered to him, but he's afraid somebody is going to attack him. Hate to go that conspiracy theorist.
I mean, you read my card, so Lori, what you get?
I'm getting that he's involved with something that has to do with younger people. Because I've got a couple of pages here and a knight and a ring of some kind. I also think he's going to get busted for underage drinking. I think he had, that's coming up here. I think he helped at a big party or something. But he's got several issues coming up here. I also think there's some drugs involved, and there's some illicit things, testicle tanning or whatever. Something against government. The government card is on its side. Ethics. This is a lot.
We should
So
maybe look at if he's connected to Matt Gaetz too.
I was just gonna say he's like a Matt Gaetz 2.0. That's what it sounds like.
I wonder if he, because it's another one. What's it? Boebert, I think it was, who held the party, and all the underage people were drinking and stuff like that. That could be one of those type of things too. Okay, Devil, what you get?
I get that he's got knowledge of a bunch of really high up there people that have quickly become enemies because they don't want their secrets coming out. But I only pulled 3. That's what I get. But I'm with Lori.
There's a woman at the center with the Queen of Wands. So I'm going to say that's his wife of some sort. I also get the King of Cups in a card that looks like the Five of Wands, but it's the Four of Wands. There is a person in office. So I'm going to say this is McConnell or somebody like that, because it's a person of prominence, though, with the Emperor. Also influenced by a foreign leader. So, and in this particular case, I think he is actually afraid of a transition, if you will. And so, yeah, the company you keep.
He's afraid of tickets to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Can't roll out of them graves, buddy. Now, let's see.
Can we ask, why does he not get his license plate, like an updated one? Why is he driving around an expired one? And then why is he driving on a revoked driver's license? Like, dude, like, does he just think he's above the law or what? Why is he repeating that offense over and over again?
Yeah, or there's a charge that he had when he was younger that he just can't get past, or why wouldn't you just take care of it, right?
Take care of it.
DMV, like everybody else.
God, I mean, he could send somebody to take care of it. Becca was going to say something really bad.
He was high as a kite on the Mary Jane.
Ooh.
If you can see that. Clouds, bouquet.
But when he comes down, why doesn't he take care of it?
Because I asked, why was he driving around with an expired license? I get because he was high on drugs.
He spends the rest of his time in the McDonald's drive-thru.
I get he thinks that his daddy can buy a judge off for any erratic crap he does and any actions they take against him. He thinks his daddy will pay him off. He's smug.
Very smug.
I had that too. I just didn't hold it up.
Yeah, but I think he's definitely what Becca said is he's always imbibing, or he's doing something in pleasure activities. Something's constantly going on that it's not even in his realm of thought. I'll just delay. He's a great procrastinator.
Yeah. I get two of swords and the 9 of wands. There is just I don't have to. And mind you, it's his fault. Yes. However, it's kind of like Trump a little bit. When you have an enabler, whether it's the system or your rallies or whatever, when they feed you, no, you really don't have to. Then you feel like you don't have to. So when he gets caught at the airport and it's not a bigger deal than it currently is, then he can get caught a third time. Why not? All I did was get cited. I didn't get arrested. You know, they didn't fine me tens of thousands of dollars. They didn't put me on a terrorist watch list.
We didn't put him on a no-fly list either. So.
Yeah. They didn't treat me like I was brown. They treat me like I was Madison Cawthorn.
Somebody in chat said it's white privilege, and it certainly is, because if he was a black man, he'd be out of that car with the knee on his neck.
I mean, for expired this and expired that, yes, that's a big deal when you're not Madison Cawthorn. Well, speaking of big deals, Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson went to a meeting dressed up as Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, apparently. So these two,
I gotta see photos.
these two got into a shouting match and decided they almost wanted to come to blows. And I do not condone violence against anybody, especially women. But in this in particular case, the Fair and Balanced video I was watching, he said, let them fight. Now, I don't like to see people fight. I think it's barbaric. Use your words. But them too, because I want an example of what it is y'all keep voting for. Stop voting for trailer trash people. Stop voting for the lowest common denominator in the room type people. These are not politicians. They don't act like it. They don't want to act like it. These are people who somehow or another convinced you that they weren't Jerry Springer. And then they got in that room and showed their whole ass. It's like, so what I want to know is, what is the relationship between the two right now?
Meanwhile, Becca and I must have texted each other every cat fight gif that there was on our phones.
Because my phone's got this little ring around it every time somebody texts me, like lights up. It's just going constantly. I'm like, what is happening? Cat fight.
Every version of a cat fight.
Like, Lord, these two, I mean, they deserve each other. You know, this is not, that's not a typical Georgian, and wherever Boebert's from, those are not how people behave. That's how trashy people behave. You can disagree with someone. Now, mind you, what they were disagreeing over is, well, at least that's what the article said, is Marjorie Taylor Greene goes and meets with the white nationalist. Lauren Boebert thinks that was a bad idea. And so they get into an argument, and the argument gets louder and louder and louder, and then now they want to fight.
I'm with fair and balance on that one. Let them. Let them.
That way you can arrest both of them too.
Exactly. Apparently the constituents are too stupid to not be able to vote him out. So just, how many times did, I'm gonna go there. How many times did Lauren Boebert fail her GED test? Like 7 times or something ridiculous like that.
Was it? Oh my God.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, she failed her GED exam like quite a few times. So, I mean, all you had to do was study, girl. Come on now.
She didn't have to. She
No.
felt like she didn't need to.
I'm white.
I mean, but here's the thing too. I mean, and she has beaten the statistic. You can be white and stupid and be one of the poorest people on earth. So your skin complexion didn't save you. Now, in her case, is a little different, but she beat the statistic. But she's going backwards. And Marjorie Taylor Greene would have beat you up. So I think you need to sit down somewhere.
if they didn't end up shooting each other first, because those two love to be armed to the gills.
Yeah, she would she's always packing a pistol somewhere.
Oh my God.
I think Boebert thinks she can take her if there's mud involved.
The garbage pail kid.
Yeah, Lori, don't bring me into this.
There's blood.
these are mean girls, just blah, 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 blah. You said this about Trump, and you talked about me planning this insurrection, and I see over here that your husband's like paying for some other woman on the side, and your daddy is the reason that you won this election, and you're both getting voted out. It is over. It is done, complete. It's just blah, 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 blah.
I get the same thing too. Their relationship, letter, whip, lilies, birds, or fish and birds. There may be a lot of mail going back between the two of them where they're, well, you said this and you said that, or maybe passing notes in class or something. Criticism about the nationalist, the white nationalist. But a lot of bickering and fighting, and well, I can outraise you. Well, I have more donors. Well, just like Jenny said, mean girls, just fight. Their relationship is just competitive, very competitive because Whip is here.
And it's all based on lies because I had the Page of Swords on the bottom. They just lie about each other.
They lie about each other. There's a lot of competition between the two about who has the most or who can raise the most, but also written criticism and catty stuff as well as verbal. So
You're Fat and Ugly, signed anonymous, signed Marjorie Taylor Greene from the offices of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And I said nothing about martial law, MARSHA.
And yo broke. That's what MTG tells Boebert. Your ass is broke. Or trailer trash. That's what she's calling it. It's going to the mud. I'm telling you. And it is. It's going back and forth, and they're bullying each other finally. This is really great, actually. I know it's not very good for my spiritual self. I'm probably getting a demerit somewhere for that.
Come to the dark side.
At the same time, in our soul chats, one of them passed. How do you deliver negative information? You have to read what the card says. If that's what the cards say, that's what the cards say.
Yeah.
Now, we have to also keep in mind, thank you, Esso, who it is we're talking about. This ain't like, Biden and Harris start throwing frozen yogurt at each other or something.
Or Mother Teresa and the Pope. Come on.
Come on. MTG said the Catholics are satanic this week.
Do not put me into This is literally Twiddledee and Twiddledum, the Knight of Swords versus the Knight of Swords reversed, fighting each other. So it's go right ahead. I get the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, first two cards. And the Knight of Swords. So it will continue to be erratic. They may have to be separated here with the Eight of Cups, Hangman. They are not, however, going to see eye to eye. And the public, it may look as though with the Knight of Cups. But the Knight of Cups gives you an offer, but you must look deeper for it may be shallow. So they may say, oh, no, it wasn't really like that. And the media is blowing it out of proportion. The left is how they do.
I got a question.
No.
Because we've been doing these Sunday nights for 2.5 years. And in the last month, it has just gotten pettier and pettier and pettier. Like the crap that is coming out, and it's just getting funnier and funnier. So before midterms, is the Petty Boots Club like just going to be on fire for the next 8 months or whatever? Because it's just so much petty crap.
This is going to get worse, get better.
Get your club cards, people. Get your club cards.
It's like, are we going to just continue to see petty crap coming out between now and the midterms? Because it's just crazy funny.
Or throwing fruit. We will go there next.
I want to put this on a shirt.
And who's afraid of fruit?
Mr. Bone Spurs. 5 times.
So what was the question?
Are we just going to continue to see like a volcano of petty crap coming out on all these characters because they're all panicking and the party's like ready to implode? Are we just going to continue to see all these crazy stories?
Yeah. I could really feel. I know that MTG was really smug, but when she was squirming in her chair and back and forth and moving when she was being asked about Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, she was nervous. She was shaking. That was she. Yeah. So she knows. Don't be fooled.
What happened, Lori?
When she was testifying, she was scared. Don't be fooled. She was really
scared. Monostat Trader Gangrene.
Yes. She's not afraid of Boebert.
No.
She was afraid that day. She was.
Thank you, Larry.
Monostat Taylor Gangrene, Johnny. With her fishy itchy kitty.
Yeah, there's going to be more fishy itchy kitties. I'm getting. Thank you, David.
I'm gonna
Oh my goodness. I get like America, here in the middle is just going to get blasted. There's going to be more actions. There's going to be more images that are tarnished and a lot of impetuous things going on and people getting caught in things that they shouldn't be caught in and just blowing up the whole Republican Party till a bunch of them are out in the cold or losing in their elections come midterms. A bunch of them are packing their bags and going. And then the indictments start.
Tres Leches, we don't want the fishy itchy kitties to be uniting. That's not.
Well, they should stay together in their little fish pool, their little swimming pool. Don't let them out with everybody else. Keep them in their little pool.
In the mud. Yeah. Listen, this is going to continue. The breakup has already happened, and we've only just begun. And the parties and the mud is going to be slung, and it's going to get in everybody's. They're going down. The change is happening, and it's going to be one thing after another.
I would pay money to see that, Lori. Like
I would too.
All of them in front of the Capitol, just beating the crap out of each other in the mud.
I'm so ashamed to say that, but I would pay money to see it.
Mm-hmm.
A giant mud pit. That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. It's going to get more pettier and a lot of backstabbing and betrayal between people in the party vying for power. Bouquet, Snake, and Bear. So it's going to be a lot of betrayals. Vying for power. So, petty. What'd you get, Johnny?
Don't tell.
I'm going to wear my petty boots out. I'm going to have to get some new souls.
I need a minute.
Becca needs some new souls. SOULS.
What's that?
Becca needs some new souls. SOULS. I need some new souls for my shoes.
I need to put this on a shirt is what I need to do.
Yes. Tomorrow morning.
Why do I read with these people? I'm so immature. I don't know why the word monostat makes me laugh. It's so stupid. Yes, it's going to get a lot pettier because the Republicans with my 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles are they're going to have a lot of moments where they are outed for certain things because that Pluto return is moving through the country type thing. And so there's a lot of uncovering and a lot of, oh my God, can you believe? And oh my God, and did you see? And oh my God, and leave it to us. We're going to find something to poke at, and it's going to be funny to me, at least. So, you decide out there what you want to laugh at, but it's going to be funny to me.
Honestly, just the image of Boebert and MTG going at, I just wish whoever stepped between them wouldn't have stepped between them.
Yep,
Throw
me
some
too.
water on them. How you get cats to stop fighting?
Come to the dark side, Lori. Come to the dark side. It's fun over here.
Come to get the firemen, put a fire hose on them and hose them down.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll get off of the garbage pail kids for a second. Just for a second. And let's go. Okay. We'll stay in yes, we gotta go there. I didn't hear the story, but apparently it was from his own chicken lips that Donald Trump is afraid, phobia, fear, afraid of fruit.
Being thrown at him. Because it's
Why?
dangerous.
Because he got booed at a rally? Is that why?
He was told that they would come with fruit to his rally. Like they were, be prepared. There's going to be fruit present. I'm like, okay, you're an orange. Why are you afraid of fruit?
And then how he sounded so proud that when he figured out tomato was a fruit, he was so proud. He was so proud. Like he passed an IQ test.
Man, woman, child, camera, TV.
But he couldn't get fruit this year.
Fruit, tomatoes are
He's like,
dangerous. Tomatoes
It's so
are
dangerous. It's so violent. It's so
They have seeds and bananas.
They can kill you with the fruit. It's like, yeah, only if it's an avocado.
You know his fate is sealed with tomatoes now. You know it. Someone's going to purchase an entire semi-truck full
Mr.
of tomatoes.
Let me throw paper towels at you, but don't you dare throw fruit at me.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great if everyone from Puerto Rico would come over here and throw
tomatoes at him?
Let's start a GoFundMe.
Yep.
We'll fly the whole
What's
island
that
down here.
movie? What's that movie about the killer tomatoes?
Throw empanadas at him. That's what you can do.
Throw the whole damn buffet at Golden Corral at him, dude. Like the whole
Thank you, Sage
lettuce,
Murder.
tomatoes, cucumbers.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and let's put Trump right in the middle of it.
You know what's going to happen, though, right? You know what's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to get hit with a tomato. It's going to happen.
Please, whoever hits him, make sure it's not ripe yet. Make sure it's really, really hard. Still green. Preferably.
I want it to be ripe. That way it hits and splashes.
No,
It makes more of a mess, and then it's like it makes a better meme.
I want it to be like not right so that it gives them a bruise.
If you have not watched, thank you, Mara. If you have not watched Biden at the dinner last night, the correspondence dinner, oh my God, he got the biggest laughs of the night. He got on Trump. He got on Fox News. It was hysterical. It's on YouTube. Just put 2022 correspondence dinner Biden. He was hysterical last night.
Thank you, Mara. The presidents usually are. They usually give them pretty good material to come up with. You have to be able to deliver what he did.
Yeah, he delivered well. It was pretty funny. So, Trump, why is he afraid of fruit? Or will he get attacked by fruit?
I didn't even think that was like a real interview.
Thank you, Joanne.
This has happened before.
When his DJ and gigs didn't go too well.
He's been pelted with tomatoes, but at a party, or some girls came after him. Something happened. This has already happened.
I get it's Melania in the past. Put him in defense mode with fruit. And he's like, yo, I'm toast, I'm done. She's coming, it's a big old fight and everything. And ever since he's like anxious, it was like a big tower moment for him. And yeah, he's like, what was me? So he watches for fruit now. Thank you, Linda.
he said something about pineapples too, being hit with a pineapple, and that was all in a deposition because of the lawsuit from Trump Towers. I guess there were protesters, Johnny, a few years ago that were protesting at Trump Towers, and Trump's security guards were
Beat 'em
being
up.
yeah.
Unless you're a quarterback, it would be pretty hard to throw a pineapple hard enough to hurt somebody.
Well, pineapples were kind of, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, we're heavy.
You'd have to,
they're heavy. And they're kind of spiky too.
but because they're heavy, like you'd really have to have an arm to throw one hard enough to.
But when I heard the part about pineapples, I got that one song stuck in my head. Pineapples are in my head. Got nobody because I'm brain dead. I'm like, that's so Trump. That's Glass Animals, pork soda. Check it out. Why is he afraid of tomatoes? Because he'll get targeted and then people will laugh at him.
We're already laughing, Donald.
Yeah, we're already laughing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won't be in control.
Oh.
I get somebody told him it was dangerous, but he also experienced it from the past. But somebody within his realm, with the Eight of Pentacles and the priest, which is the high priest. There's the high priest in some decks, but the Hierophant, somebody in his realm, somebody in his circle told him it was deadly and dangerous. Because, mind you, in all fairness and seriousness, there is like the one-punch homicide type thing, to where you can hit a person, hemorrhage, die. So you can get hit in the head with something and then get the clot and the this and the that and lights out.
So is drinking bleach, Donald. So
yes.
For entertainment purposes only, there's a lot of things you did that are dangerous.
And that's a lot worse.
Sleeping
Which I just watched a video on poisoning. Wired on YouTube, where they have like experts come on and do some stuff. Watch that one. That's interesting because most people think when you swallow something, you should throw it back up. And she said that's not always the case because it could be, acidic and blah, 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 blah. Just watch that. It's interesting. So don't drink bleach at all.
I just don't understand that, like, the idiots that, I mean, thank God they called poison control, but like, when have you ever in your life went and smelled bleach and were like, I should drink this, until he said it? Like, are you really that stupid?
Bleach kills everything. Oh, we should drink it then, shouldn't we? Everything, Donald. It kills everything, including people.
Let's make cocktails, honey. I want mine.
I often wondered, were people telling him things to make him look stupid, or did he just like nuking the hurricane? Who in the room said you can do is blow it apart?
Yeah, does he come up with that on his own, or does somebody tell him?
Oh, it's got to be his own stupidity.
Because nuking a hurricane was a thing back, I think, in like the 50s. When, but then the scientists were like, no, dumbasses, don't do that. And
blow it apart.
Well,
yeah.
And he's got those two intelligent sons that may be feeding him stuff. I eat paste and Snippy.
Or let me put the Sharpie on the map because the hurricane.
Oh my gosh. I lost it.
I get it's all his own, in his own lunacy, in his own mind. He contemplates these things. I get it's all him.
He has such a high
and
IQ.
then he delivers the message. So, yeah.
Man, woman, camera, TV. I mean, come on. He passed the IQ test with flying colors.
It's all just
high IQ idiot quotient. Is that what it is?
No, he's
that man couldn't pass kindergarten.
He didn't because he was too busy eating glue. Anyhow, Brian Ulrich, one of the Oath Keepers, has now pled guilty. What's going to happen with him? Pleading guilty could possibly mean that he might cooperate, do some evidence giving, or maybe he just wants his sentence and go away. So Brian Ulrich, one of the Oath Keepers, has pled guilty. What's going to happen there?
What's going to happen to him, or why did he do it?
No, what's going to happen with him? Is he
Okay,
going
what's gonna
to
happen
just
with
go to
Brian?
jail? Is he going to cooperate for lesser sentence or what?
And it was the Oath Creepers that protected Roger Stone, right?
Yes, and we're going to get to him next here.
Oh, goody. Someone's going to try to pay him to keep his mouth shut.
Wow, I get somebody's threatened him. Put him in defense mode. Somebody's bullying him.
Yeah. Big.
So I get, he pled this, trying to get it, as low a sentence as he can get. But his emotions are overrunning. I get he did it for security reasons. So I don't get he's going to talk more.
You don't think he will?
No, I get his talkings in the past.
Oh, boy.
I get that he does. I get that he starts working with investigators and he tells them everything he knows. Book and key. He tells them everything he knows. But it's like Fish is here, so like consulting with investigators, Fox. He works with them. And then he tells them everything. Maybe it's to try to get himself a smaller sentence or something. I don't know, but I get that he starts working with other people.
Yeah. He's definitely being threatened, and he's going to get called to the house. And it's like Jen says, I think at first he like just gives them breadcrumbs, and then after he gets threatened, he's like, oh, hell no. Then I think he's just going to do it. And he could actually be the star of this. I mean, he could end up being the person that gives like the book and the key, or something like after this. I don't think the worst threat has come to him yet, because this is on the doorstep. I think this is still coming in, and then he's madder than an Oath Creeper.
I agree. I get the Sun and the Three of Cups, so there will be some details on his relationships. Stewart was an Oath Keeper, or was he a Proud Boy? One-Eyed Stewie.
I think One-Eyed Stewie I think he was an Oath Keeper, right?
There's three of them together, whoever it is. But I know the next guy, his name is Joshua James. But there's three of them together. He's shining some light on those relationships. The Nine of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Wands. He's not getting exactly, okay, who's the Oath Keeper? So he's not getting exactly what he wants from the other side, the people who are prosecuting or bringing the case against him. He is worried about his stagnation here with the hangman and his self-sacrifice type thing. Like, if I help you, I do want some sort of assurance that you're going to either keep me safe or that I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail or something. But he's not getting exactly what he wants. I get Nine of Cups, but there's some blockage here. But I think it's some blockage because he's sitting on information that they need further. So although there may be some information he sheds, and it's a lot with the Sun, and it ends in the investigators, Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and the Lovers. So a lot of information on his relationships is going to be brought out, but there's something else that they want from him that he is being apprehensive about sharing, because I get that hangman again. So there's something he's trying to hold back. Maybe he's thinking he has an ace in the hole type thing. Like, I'll give you this, but I'll keep this for some assurance that you're going to give me whatever I want. And I don't see that working, though. So he's talking, but not completely. But he is saying some very important things when it comes to bringing other people in.
What is the maximum sentence that he's looking at?
No idea.
Isn't it like 25 or 30 years or something? Seditious conspiracy?
Because he's got, because it's seditious conspiracy. So he's not being charged with, something small like everybody else.
I think, so I don't know how old the guy is, but if he's like, say, 30, 40 years old, 25 years in prison, man, you're going to get out of there, your 60s or 70s, so maybe they just squeeze his balls, you know?
Just put him in jail with a testicular tanning
Yep.
thing.
That's a moon. It looked like half a face. And I'm like, it's one eye, Stewie. Yeah, I played too much in the comment. Because it looked like it was a whole face, but like half of it was covered when you look at it in YouTube. Lord Jesus. Okay.
Is he the guy, Johnny? I'm sorry if I may. Is he the white nationalist that threatened to kill his own children if they were to turn him in, and then his wife is like, he did nothing wrong?
I actually don't know who either one of those people are.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
either.
Because the next one, Joshua James, he also pled guilty, but last month. He was the one who offered or provided personal security to Roger Stone. So what's going to happen with him? Is he also giving over information?
Joshua James.
Baby Blue saying here that he had pled guilty to 2 charges and each carry 20-year prison sentences for the previous guy.
Which means he'll get 4 each.
So wait, what's the question?
Joshua James, what's going to happen with him? He's another of the Oath Keepers, but he pled guilty last month.
What you get when you go work for a one-eyed Stewie?
Oh, the guy is, they're saying in the chat that the guy was from Texas, the one that was threatening to kill his own kids if they.
Marie said his son turned him in.
Mm-hmm. Because he threatened to kill his own kids.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
That's what you do when you don't overthrow the government. Like, you threaten to murder your own children. And then the wife is like, he did nothing wrong. And still trying to raise money for the cause.
God, dog.
It's like Child Protective Services. You might want to get those kids out that house. I'm just saying. You know, like.
Yeah, he's not doing too well. I get they've been looking at him for a long time, the investigators, and taking an action on him. They're learning new things about him is what I'm getting, and his circle of support. He's got secrets, but I get he's going to backstab. He will tell. He's going to backstab, give up a lot of stuff, get quite emotional, even talking about the money, like where the money came from for this. And then he's just going to lay around in his jail cell with his new partner and roommate. He's going to jail. But he's going to give up some stuff.
Yep, I think so too. I got the same card for him, John. He's going to timeout. And I'm not talking about at Becca's house.
What else do you get, Lori?
He's in trouble, and he will sling mud. He absolutely will, but he's still going to serve some time. Whereas the other guy I think has the right combination, and something somehow he wriggles out of some. This one's going down. That's what I'm getting anyway.
What'd you get, Becca?
I get perhaps turning over correspondences if they don't have them already, which I'm sure that they do. Emails, text messages, maps, blah 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 blah. All of that stuff they get out of him, and then he's charged, and then he goes to jail. He's isolated. Any hope of getting out of this, it's cut off, and then he's isolated. So bye bye.
I get his problems compound a little bit. The 5 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles He was behind some of the fighting, allegedly. He was behind some of the fighting, like the actual violence that was there. I don't know if he told people when you go in, because I also get the cards of aggression right next to it. So there's something about if you when you go in, hit this or hit that, or somebody's up against you, fight them back, or something of that nature. He was behind some direction when it came to fighting with the group of people with the Ten of Cups here. There's also some money that was paid to him, so he was a mercenary with the Knight of Pentacles and the Hangman. There is some sort of money he paid out though for services that are also going to be highlighted. So, oh, well, it's probably the Rogerstone thing. The Justice is here though. They have complete victory over him. Justice and the Sun. He did plead guilty, so it's not like he's saying I didn't do anything. The problem is more things are going to come out in discovery. The Moon is how it ends, though. So there's still some murky details on financing. So the money is splintered. It comes from different directions. So that's why it's a little murky. So we shall see. But his situation is not over either. They hope to get like a quick conviction so it'll all be over and done. But we'll see.
I have a really stupid question. Do you think that once all these idiots that drank the Kool-Aid and followed Donald Trump and Alex Jones and Roger Stone and Steve Bannon off a cliff, when they're sitting there in jail rotting away, do you think any of them will realize, oh, I was used? You know what I mean? They were like, or do you think they're so brainwashed, kind of like the Patriot wing in that one jail in DC, that's just like they're still holding their nightly prayer service for Donald Trump and stuff. It's like, how long do you have to sit there? 20 years, 40 years to realize you were taken? You know?
Some of the ones that have had the shorter sentences, like 45 days, are still drinking the Kool-Aid. Because I've seen some interviews with some of them, but
what the Jenna Ryan, is that what her name was? She said that she realized it was all for his ego afterwards when she said, "I'm white and I'm blonde and I'm not going to jail." She said she realized afterwards it was all for his ego, and he didn't come to save her type thing. And it's like he didn't come to save anybody though. Nope. Papadopoulos went to jail, nothing. The only person he tried to keep from harm was Michael Flynn. Mm-hmm. Not even Michael Cohen, who literally had all his secrets. Michael Flynn. That's the only person he went to Comey and was like, "Hey, can you drop this?" Mm-hmm. And then Manafort was somebody else's idea because he knew Manafort.
So he let Manafort sit in jail for a while, though. He let Manafort sit in jail for a while, and then he pardoned him on his way out.
Can we ask why Michael Flynn was the only one he tried to get them to drop any charges?
Gates? Or
because he had little medals on his shoulder and he likes that. Because he doesn't really respect the military. I mean, Mr. Bone Spurs was always disparaging our veterans.
Michael Flynn was a lobbyist for some powerful people too. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah, he put all the funds together. Flynn was the star. He made him all kinds of promises.
Lord Jesus, people again.
I got a book, Coffin Garden. So he has knowledge and secrets that he didn't want getting out to the public about an organization. So that's the Kremlin or whatever. I don't know.
He also knew stuff about security during the insurrection. So he knew stuff about whether it was Secret Service or security, how to get security away from there and stuff. So he got advice from him. But yeah, he would be highly burdened if anything came out. So he pushed, to make sure that he wasn't prosecuted.
I think what he knew is going to come out in the next not too distant future. I think it's coming out, and it is about inside secrets with the military and forces, Secret Service, or what everything that you guys just said.
Any security.
Yeah, security.
I guarantee you he's partially behind the martial law comments and stuff that have been floating.
Yeah, because this, these are the chariots, the armed guard.
Yeah.
I got 7 of Wands, defense, also elevation came from the judgment of another man. Whoever the King of Cups is, don't know, but that's the judgment came from him. So this was somebody else's idea because, mind you, Donald Trump bribed both sides, Democrats, Republicans, his whole life to get what he wanted in the various states that he was trying to do business in. Also, he does not know who these people are. The people around him do. Like, hey, I need this done. Okay, I'll get you in touch with Senator such and such. Okay, you handle that. He'll sign the check. Boom, done. So he doesn't know Michael Flynn. He doesn't know, Michael Jackson, for God's sakes. He didn't know these people. The people in his orbit did. This is why his hands are still clean, sort of.
He didn't know Mike Pence. That was all Paul Manafort.
Yeah. And he didn't know Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort was sent to Donald Trump. Yep. Donald Trump didn't pick Paul Manafort to be his campaign manager. He didn't have a campaign. Because he ran, it went in the mall, did the Simpsons escalator thing. He had no campaign staff, got all the free press in the world. He didn't need a campaign either. So he had the first guy who stole from him, and then he got Manafort.
I think the only one he might have known before he even ran was Roger Stone.
Yeah. And they was, long-time butt buddies. So there you go. Anyway, Roger Stone was, Joshua James did security for Roger Stone. So did Joshua James, or will Joshua James, give up any information that will tie Roger Stone in with January 6th? Since he was an oath keeper, does he give any information, or will he give any information that ties Roger Stone in with January 6th?
That Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert thing is right up there with Barr and Bannon going at it. It's getting better.
2 reject sumo wrestlers.
We'll need more mud pits for them.
I get a yes. May have to do with who financed weapons, or where they got the money to finance and transport weapons, because there was a lot of money spent on weapons. I got Bear, Scythe, and Son. Also, perhaps who financed the energy to get there. So, like, whoever paid the gas and the transport. Do you see what I'm saying? The who picked up the payment for the whole skedaddle for security services, but I get a yes. Financial, though. So.
Yeah, I get on the planning of things, hey, I got a great idea for, let's do an insurrection. Like, it was all done in secret. So I get he will have some surprises that he, and documents. He'll bring some documents forward. So I get a yes on that, victory, because he was working with them, trapping Stone to it. Something that, investigators are going to push him about really, really hard is something to do with Pelosi, like what the threats were, that they were trying to get away with Pelosi. So I feel like something's going to come up on that. But yeah, I get everything changes with Stone because of him, and Stone will end up going away, getting locked up again. Nixon back.
I'm getting money and weapons. He waited because he thought he was going to get more help. I don't think he thought he was going to get in this much trouble. So he waited. Money and weapons. And he really did think he had the power, but now he's going to he will expose the hidden agenda of Roger Stone. This is the outcome card. There's a lot there too.
I get the Ace of Wands and the Page of Swords. Yes. But there's an assumed name that Roger Stone did some financing through. 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, High Priestess. There's a cover-up of details. But one of those cover-ups is his actual name. So it's not going to say Roger Stone paid such and such on Venmo on January 3rd, something like that. It'll be, Ted Bundy, Ted Bush, whatever name he wants to use. That he sheds light on, though, with Joshua James, because he's in the loop on the assumed name type thing, or the fake name. There's also an investigation that is going to be, or it's actually already underway, 2 of Wands, maybe in the beginning stages, though they haven't done much or anything with it, but it's already started. And an investigation into financing of a small group. So it might be the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, that type of thing. So he's behind money. There's also something with hiding weapons in specific places. So, yeah. Will that amount to anything? We shall wait and see. But
maybe he'll also expose who was the mastermind or whatever, and what the plan was to execute this whole thing. Besides the weapons and hiding the weapons and this, like, you can't just tell me somebody was just like, yeah, I'm just going to stash my weapons behind this dumpster. You know what I mean? It had to be,
January 6th hearings are set to start June the 9th. Will there be another delay, or will we be good to go?
Wow, they're going to have to tighten Liz Cheney's security.
What you get, Lori?
The very first card I got was the Sun, which would say, yes, we're going to go through and everything's going to be okay. But it's crossed by some worry and anxiety, and I think someone's threatening Cheney's life. I think there's going to be some sort of problem. I'm not sure what it is, but there is going to be some sort of problem. Doesn't mean that they can't begin, but it's like something happens to one of them, or they have to be separated. I don't know. Maybe their freedom is in question. I'm not sure. These are really not very good cards, but it doesn't mean they can't go forward. They can go forward. This just isn't easy.
What you get, Becca?
I get yes. Man, clover, fish. But there's a man here that might pull some sort of a prank or something. You know what I mean? It's yes, but somebody's going to probably be clowning around. I don't know if this is someone from the Freedom Caucus or something like that, or someone that is hoping to gain the majority, so like a Kevin McCarthy. But there's yes, but I anticipate clowning. So, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll drive a van full of refugees to the Capitol again, or immigrants to the Capitol, like pull a DeSantis or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
I get a message showing the conspiracy with Trump, and justice here, but I also get that there might be a shift of people's attention, what they're watching away. I get the Republicans possibly putting Putin up to doing some sort of distraction.
Ooh.
So I get a yes, but watch the space.
Wow. Did you get the tower for the outcome card?
Putin, my mother, Russia, and the tower is the final card. So there's going to be some in the watching, like there's some sort of distraction.
My first card was the Hangman. Delays, stagnation. Second card. That's English, ain't it? Second card.
Second card.
Is the Seven of Cups. So the stagnation and confusion. Four of Wands, the Page of Pentacles. So there's still things that are scheduled to be set in stone and done on time, because this is what the delay was supposed to begin April, March, whatever it was supposed to begin one of them days. And so it's been pushed back to June. But I do get the Empress and the Hierophant as well. So something new within the government. So it will go on, but watch the space for real. Because it started with delay.
Watch them try to get Putin to knock out the TV towers or something here so people can't see it on TV.
So Donald Trump has tried to send an affidavit to the judge saying that he doesn't have the information that Letitia James wants, and so I can't turn it over. And the judge said, I'm sorry, that's denied. And Letitia James says, give me the information or I want to impose upon you $10,000 a day fine until you do relinquish the information in which I need.
Can we raid him? Can we raid him?
So, will he give up the information or will he submit to the $10,000 a day?
Because she could put liens against his properties too to get the money.
Mm-hmm. Deutsche Bank was raided. Its headquarters.
When did that happen?
Recently, like the past few days, I think it was.
I didn't know that.
The headquarters, I think, is in Germany, though.
Because of Trump?
No, I think money laundering. They were accused of money laundering, so their offices or headquarters were raided. But we can look and see what's going to come out of that because it is one of our questions, though. Oh, good God, 300,000 a month. I can't imagine.
I'm getting no. He's just going to make the phone call. Hey, RNC. Hey, supporters. Let's make America great again. And I get that he does not budge. He just tries to negotiate and call. I don't see the money going out. He just
I
digs in.
I get waiting too. He might give up a little bit, just peanuts on it, but waiting, and they're stuck. They're going to have to go back to court to take an action against him.
I mean, why? When he's got the RNC and his idiot supporters.
Yep. Becca, I think you're right. He's going to lie and procrastinate and make all the moon troubles he can. He's going to try to make a deal, but he's going to try to call in his supporters. Then it looks like he can delay it. And then he gets something dropped on his head. Like a tomato.
Like a tomato.
Scary tomatoes.
Tomato concasse.
Pineapples.
The Two of Swords and my card for judges, the Queen of Wands. So he is going to sue to try to stall, and I mean, that's what he does. So he's going to get in his playbook. The Empress, whatever new that they were trying to birth, whatever new they were trying to get, to bring into fruition, to bring into the light. Five of Pentacles, it's out in the cold. The Four of Cups is just something you have to accept. There's going to be a change in this case. It will be delayed a little bit longer. Now, Deutsche Bank, like I said, somebody put this in the community post too. Deutsche Bank is being raided, its headquarters, because they have been suspected of money laundering. And
Where's their headquarters here?
their
Or
headquarters is Germany.
Germany?
And what I want to know is, will there be any tie or connection with anybody over here?
They've been accused before of laundering money with Russia. In other foreign countries.
Or should I say anybody we know over here?
And people we don't know.
Yeah.
This goes all around the world.
Lori, what you get?
It goes. It has people from all over the world, and they're going to get called to court. There's wire transfers, internet transfers, all kinds of crazy stuff. Paper trails. There's all kinds of. So the answer is yes, 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 and yes.
I get a yes too. Like somebody celebrates, somebody we all know, somebody that's like goes to parties and things like that we see, in the spotlight, celebrations and parties. They're a thief. Here's the raid in the past. Somebody that's a thief. There'll be more investigations connecting them up to other people. Something about how they secured the money for their company. Time is up on this. There's a lot of corruption here that they have to investigate. And I get, again, Russia and Putin. Thank you, Linda.
I get yes. It's going to be linked to companies and people in law, governments that are not real and false. So maybe like a bunch of shell companies, perhaps people in law or certain institutions that have set up like LLCs or whatever that are not real. It's looking like it links to a bunch of prominent people and shell companies, their shell companies.
It's like the Panama Papers.
Yeah.
They just got to track it all down.
Yeah, I get Justice and the Lovers, first two cards. So yeah, there will be relationships, something legal there. My King of Wands, my investigator card right above it. So yes. Now that investigation will leave those shores though. With the Eight of Cups, they will go on to a new horizon. The Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands, there is a paper trail. And it's going to be very arduous to get through, but it's not impossible. You just have to keep on doing it. You did start the investigation. So be prepared to read with these type of things, because there's going to be thousands upon thousands of documents, and they're going to list the same 18 people over and over and over again. So yes is the answer to the question. Now, Cushman and Wakefield. They are a company that appraised Donald Trump's properties, which has got him in some hot water because those properties have false appraisals. But they were the company that did it. And they have already cooperated once with the New York State Attorney General. And they want further information in those offices. And now they're saying, now they're not cooperating, because they're saying now that they're being bullied because they feel like this is harassment. We've already given you a whole bunch of documents and information, and you keep asking for more and more and more because nobody told them that's how investigations work. So will they cooperate? Will they be forced to cooperate with the New York Attorney General?
I get a yes. I get it might go to a higher court or something like that, but it's resolved with the law. There's a resolution where they have to do it. So that's what I get.
I get they're charging in with an action. I get energetically, it's on them right now. It is over. Game, set, and match with them. So all their sneaking around and everything, yeah, they may take it to another court, but there's something getting ready to hit them like now. Time's up. So judgment's coming against them. I feel like they're going to agree, and start to cooperate. There's a whole network that's going to come out of this, though. So there's more than just they may end up getting investigated over other contracts and stuff, not just Trump.
I get yes, like eventually, though. It's convoluted. The Two of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So they're going back and forth, trying to juggle between sticking to their guns and being pushed by the law. And there's the Five of Wands, the conflict. This goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth type thing. The Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, this is initially no. They do not want to cooperate. Four of Pentacles, they're holding tight to what they have. Five of Cups, fear of loss and that type of thing. Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So I get the node there. But then you get the Chariot and the World. Something opens back up, and then some other little fight is complete. So it's like, you're tired of going back and forth. I'm not going to relent. You're going to relent type thing. And then some woman here steps in, and then it kind of happens all at once. So I get an eventual yes. Lori, what you get?
Yeah, I heard what you said there too. They want to keep their secrets. They just we're not going to. You can't make me. I won't look at it. I'm not going to tell you. Nah. But then they meet the wall, and they're going to have to. They're going to have to. There's going to be a big fight. They'll have to spill the beans and throw them maters.
Speaking of throwing tomatoes, Donald Trump has told his supporters that all of the rhinos are horrible and you should not go vote for them. In fact, if they don't, I guess, appeal to our MAGA base, then you should stay home.
boycott the midterms, and by all means, I say, here, go
Please
on and
do.
stay home. Please do.
Steve Kornacki right now is giving all the numbers, and the only time that Democrats have held power in a midterm was Bill Clinton, and then George Bush, which is not a Democrat, but he held power when the war stuff happened, and then Bill Clinton when the trial stuff happened. Those are the only two people since 1815 that have held power throughout their presidency or gained seats, I guess is what he calls it. So everybody else, it's flipped. Everybody, Trump, Obama, everybody, it's flipped. So it's like, oh my God.
Can you
So
imagine?
please stay home.
Can you imagine if we let these crazies take over just even the House? It would just be nonstop buffoonery. Like, we had enough in 4 years to last us for 10 decades. You know what I mean? Please.
So what I want to know is, did that have any real impact? Because mind you, it's people do drink the Kool-Aid, but did that have a real impact upon him telling people to stay home? Are they actually going to do it? Some of them, or a lot of them. He didn't say vote for somebody else. He said stay home. So
I hope he keeps saying that over and over.
what a maroon.
Because that's got to just drive Mitch McConnell nuts to hear him say stuff like that. And there's nothing better than driving Mitch McConnell nuts over something.
They can't control him.
He's a train wreck that they can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
They made that Frankenstein.
They did.
Let him burn the house down. I'll give you gas and matches.
Well,
What'd you get, Lori?
I think some people are actually confused about this, and they're not feeling very well. And somehow, I'm not sure, but I think somehow Trump feels like Putin is going to be able to help pull this switch off somehow with Russian money or something that he did before. But isn't that going to all get exposed? They're really confused. I'm a little confused with this outcome. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've got here, because some of them are turning away and just losing their appetite. So it's a little confounding. Some of them are listening. What do you got? It's confusing.
Yeah, I get some of them walk away like they're done. They're just completely done. I get Biden gets the votes, so the Democrats, and that's one of my cards for Democrats, gets the votes. They get the work done. But I do get a big yes card that there's like a lot of people hung up that don't cast their votes. It's thin. But I get the other thing is that turns them off is Trump supporting Russia. And that changes a lot of votes. So
when it comes out,
well, he's been consistently saying things about how smart Putin is and everything.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think his anti-Ukraine and supporting Putin, just like MTG and everybody else, all the Quackanoners, all that crap, it's turning people off because they see what's going on in Ukraine.
Which, by the way, did you see Jamie Raskin light up Monistat Trader Green on the floor the other day? It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
Yep.
He took her out.
Mm-hmm. I get that it splits. I get that it's a toss-up. So I got clouds, man, sun. So the crazy confused, that. Don't throw tomatoes at me. Those are dangerous. You know, guy. They listen to him. So maybe the quack and the ones that are like in the trenches, in the conspiracy of all conspiracies, they will listen. And then it just kind of like splits, because then I got what is this, Crossroads and Stars. So it's like they choose to go a different direction. Do you see what I'm saying? So maybe the hardcore crazies stick it out and listen to them, and then the other ones just kind of like just still show up, right? So
Oh, Darren Smith, I was just thinking the same thing. Don't forget how many MAGA voters probably died from COVID.
And how many are in jail for insurrection?
And you're making license plates.
It starts with my America card and the Two of Swords. So there is some decisions to be made. They are going back and forth on those decisions. The Two of Swords, however, is also sitting on your hands. So it's not that you don't have the ability to make a decision, you won't. So it's I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to feel, I don't want to be. Okay, fine. That works for us. You know, the snowflakes will rise, I suppose.
And we always have less turnout for midterms. So
and that's yes, the very bad blue condition it is. Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups. He still has control, the Temperance as well, over people who have no moderation, who have no real discerning or powers of discernment. People who just go along with the flow with that Knight of Cups. I will believe what you tell me because I believe in you. And so
it's kind of like he can suppress the vote just like he did during the presidential election, because the vote is rigged, it's fraud. Don't mail in your ballots. Mail in your ballots. Like he just
stop counting, count again. It's like
one of those situations, you know.
And mind you, because the red flag didn't go off when before anybody counted anything, you said it was rigged. And then you won. And then, wait, wasn't it rigged? Oh, no, it's not rigged anymore because I won. So, and no red flag went off like maybe he's lying, maybe he's making that. No, they believed it because they believed in him. They took whatever was in that Knight of Cups and they drank it. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Then there's the Two of Swords and the Hierophant. Or the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So it will cause a little bit of an imbalance. I think you may lose at least 2 seats. And so whether that's House or Senate, I don't know. I didn't ask, but there's 2 there at least. Devil and the Nine of Cups. They some of them do believe it. Some of them will stay out of this. The vote will be diminished.
I got a question. Because everybody he endorses ends up, or the majority of them end up losing. So
kiss of death.
Yes, kiss of death. So how is Trump going to feel after election night when his candidates lose that he's endorsed?
I'll be fair. How will he feel after election night? And I'll say it that way instead of when his candidates lose. Like Dr. Oz is going to lose. Like hands down in that debate.
He's going to lose some of his candidates in the primaries because they don't move in primary well. Will he accept responsibility for causing them to lose? No. He's a narcissist.
They weren't good enough. He won one of his elections. It's like
but did he?
Yeah.
But did he?
Nope. Okay. You know that one skit, I don't know if it's Saturday Night Live or one of those, it's all over YouTube. And it's a guy dressed up like Donald Trump, and he's in a kindergarten playing on a bouncy ball with a bunch of little kids. And a guy comes in and he's like trying to get him out. Like, you have to go to a presidential meeting. And he starts, I don't want to go. I want to play. Like, he starts going nuts. That's what he's going to do. I got Child Rider and Birds. He's going to start throwing a tantrum on the floor, screaming his head off, like just losing his mind.
I get the same thing. He goes nuts, nuts, just pitching a freaking fit and trying to paint it with a different perspective of. These are rhinos, that we're working with the dims and stuff. He goes nuts.
I feel sorry for whoever's on diaper duty that night. I really do.
He's gonna lie and claim, it's not fair. It's cheating. There's
The election was
secrets.
rigged.
Yeah, it's just all crazy.
I get the Moon and the Four of Wands. So he's not going to take any responsibility. It's not his fault. You lost, not him. The King of Wands and the Eight of Cups, he'll go to the next person, the next shiny leader, and say, I endorse this person. They're a good person. Because if you watch the Pennsylvania debates, that was the biggest butt kissing of Donald Trump I've ever seen in my whole life.
And no agendas.
Yes, that's all. President, what do you think about the weather today? President Donald Trump has the best weather there's ever been. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like,
Dr. Oz, you don't live in Pennsylvania. Well, Trump has endorsed me and blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
They do have an agenda. Hate blacks, hate the LGBTQ, hate women, hate the transgender. And other than that, nothing.
Kiss up to Trump.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
What was it? I forgot this one. I was going to do this one. It's kind of away from the Trumpian people, but here we go. Rachel Maddow, who is going to produce other shows and things for NBC, MSNBC network. She's going to do her show, the Rachel Maddow show, once a week now, instead of 5 times a week. So what's going to happen with that show in that time slot? Because she is the flagship show. She is basically their O'Reilly, now Hannity type thing. She is the one who pulls in the most ratings. So what's going to happen now that she's only there once a week?
There's one new guy that they've has been filling in for some that I really like, and I'm ashamed to say I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I just watched one. It was a new guy. It wasn't the Velshi guy. It was somebody else. I actually liked him in that.
Yeah.
In the video I saw.
And you don't remember who it was?
I don't remember his name. It's escaping me.
Because I just seen this clip, so it didn't introduce him or nothing. It was
Is it Mehdi? Mehdi?
Have no idea.
I don't remember.
Now I have to look it up.
Is it Mehdi Hassan? I think.
Oh, you know what? I looked in the description. His name wasn't there. That's why I don't know who he is. Because that's what I was looking for. Because I remember writing that question down, and I'm like, well, who is this guy in her thing? Don't know.
I think it's Mehdi.
Where's the brown guy?
I like Mehdi Hassan. He's got the British accent, that guy.
I think that's the one. I like him.
He tends to lean a little bit more progressive than the rest of MSNBC.
It's got to be a hard job. Because they have to stay on top of everything every day. I mean, I know you got a crew and all that, but that's a lot of stuff to read and focus on and keep in your head. And
And how many times do they write a show and then boom, right before your pre-recorded show is due to go on, something breaks, and then you got to do it again, like.
No, it wasn't Velshi, because I know who Velshi is, because he was with Velshi and Rule, that show.
Yeah.
Who he is, it was a different guy.
I get America is bonded with that time slot. The timing, the challenge for them will be securing the sponsors, securing the money. That's going to be a challenge, because I get they're going to give the job to a man.
That guy.
Yeah. So their money, their advertising may be a little bit slower coming in. until the advertisers see the ratings stay there.
What'd you get, Lauren?
I think they're concerned about this. I think they're losing power, and I think what Jen said, they're losing some money. They're trying to be creative and work. They're also looking to see how they can get a younger audience, try to appeal to some of the younger people, but they have some big decisions to make, and it's going to be really difficult. There's difficult time of who they're going to put in there. You got a man, Jen?
I got a man. Yeah.
What'd you get, Johnny?
What'd you get, Becca?
I get it'll be fine.
You got that it will be fine?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Maybe they'll have some more interviews with more investigative journalists and stuff like that. But it's looking like it's going to be fine. I got birds, sun, and fox. So maybe they'll talk a lot about investigative stuff, suspicious stuff, investigations, talk about a lot of work or employment that's going on. But it's looking good.
Okay, good. Maybe this is just that they're going to talk more about court cases.
Yeah, because it's looking like there's a lot of meetings and negotiations about investigations, investigations, fraud. Because I know right now, what's his face over in New York is getting a lot of heat because he let the grand jury expire.
Alvin Bragg.
Yeah, so maybe there's going to put a lot of heat on that and a lot of heat on fraud. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, I get that there will be a lot of talk about that, but it'll be fine.
I get major change. First card, death card in the 8 of Swords. A new contract with someone. Knight of Pentacles appears here too with the 9 of Wands. So what they committed to was like a rotating host type thing, to where it was every other day was a new person. But I think somebody is going to be a little more permanent, and then Rachel will do the Friday wrap up or something like that, or whatever it is. But somebody will be there on a regular basis. I don't think they're going to stick with the rotating format. However, there is something that they cannot control with the Tower and the Fool. And I clarified 5 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. There will be a loss in demographic or a loss in viewership. So there will be a loss in advertising money and things of that nature. It's not a tremendous change, even though the death is here. It's not the most tremendous change. It's just one they can't control, because there is a certain pattern of behavior. People are creatures of habit. So when you turn on the Rachel Maddow show, that's the person you want to see. And when it's something like us, for instance, how many of us sitting up here have always gotten a comment about, I like your live streams. I like them when you do them by yourself better. Okay. I do one with other people. I see all the rest of them by myself. But it's when you get used to a certain thing, it's hard to not want it. And so it's something they can't control. This new thing is going to cause a bit of a shakeup, but it'll still be there.
Can we ask on the other side, how will Rachel do in her new endeavors?
Yeah.
Okay. When you said rotating host, I thought you said rotating hose.
I mean, but you know what, though? That says something about me, because why would I say that? Because that might be something I say. But no, I didn't say that. Oh,
right. How will Rachel Maddow do in her new role producing MSM?
Documentaries and films?
Yeah. Well,
and writing books and stuff.
So she isn't going to produce for MSNBC. She just did the movie on her book.
Yeah, I think she's just doing various projects. So,
okay.
From what I understand,
I think she's going to put together the mud fight.
And it's nice. It's nice to have a change, and let her do things other than just that show, because that show takes up a lot of her life, I bet you. It's like, And I like to see her other places. I always watch her interviews, and she's with all the late night show people and all that. I like to see her interviews. Seems less stressed.
She's under a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm. Flagship show. It ain't like Morning Joe where they got 99 hosts and one of them can afford to not be there. It's Rachel Maddow's show. She's not there. It's the fill-in guy show.
What you getting, Lori?
She's standing up for what she wants to do. She wants to, go for higher causes, higher vibrations. She feels the pain of the split, but I think we're going to see more of her in this other role in September and going forward 6 months. It's the Ace of Cups, so it's a brand new endeavor, rebirthing, a gift, creativity, and it gets her out of all of this pressure that she's been under. So I think it's going to be really good for her after all of it's said and done.
But she's not leaving permanently, right? Because I thought she had announced that she's only taking a hiatus because she's working on other projects.
Yeah.
1 day a week.
More creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I get the same thing. Like the walking away, like she's got a lot of connections, a lot of bonds, with people, and it's going to take a little time for people to get used to the new guy. But I get she has abundance and stands in her own truth and power with her new programs. It will be a lot of hard work for her. But I get definitely like investigative journalism, getting in the mud with it, as Lori puts it, getting in that mud and how she structures things. Everybody will come in and support her. So give her a few months. She's going to have some interesting things to watch.
I guess she'll do fine in her new endeavors, or maybe something that she's working on that has to do with a lot of meetings or something like that. Perhaps something to do with energy, maybe solar energy, and the misinformation around that by corporations. You know what I mean? Because it looks like she's working on something that's quite investigative.
Well, her last book went a lot into Russian energy, Russian fossil fuels.
This because the sun is mirroring over to the clouds, so we're looking at solar energy and maybe also energy that's gas, natural gas, and how the narrative has changed to feed lies. But overall, I mean, it takes up a lot of her time. But it looks like her endeavors will be good. It's just she's gonna be real busy. Real busy, but she'll get there. It just looks like energy and gas, or also maybe since the clouds is there, weather, maybe climate change and the effects on climate change. Do you see what I'm saying? How it affects the weather, the strong changing of weather, more extreme storms. Something along those lines, and the misinformation that comes from these sectors and industry. That's what I get.
Interesting.
Maybe that's something she's working on. I don't know.
I got 2 of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So she is making connections, good relationships for her projects. So she's doing very well, actually. This is a good positive reading. She is also searching for information. Not that this is important to the overall story, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's here. It's looking for someone or some man who works for like aquariums. So I don't know if she's working on something to do with fish or water or aquarium. She's at an aquarium. She's looking for information, but it's like massive. So it's like one of those aquarium of the Americas type thing. There's another man here that she is trying to get on the same page with for financing. So this may be someone investing in a film or equipment even for the film, like cameras and lights and all that type of thing. So she is looking for some sort of connection there. The plans have not yet left the building, so she's still working on that. But there's also a lot of success with the relationship here. So maybe that's Susan, but a lot of success going forward, some contentment, happiness, that type of thing. I'm going through a lot of major changes, and this is actually a good thing because those two were together too. So she's going through a lot of positive changes. So good for her. So we end on a good note. Good for Rachel Maddow. We're pulling. We are pulling.
I'll watch her no matter what she does because I love her work. And I read her book. She's
I like to see her outside of the show because she just looks like a normal person instead of, when she talks on her show, I have to pay attention. I can sit back and relax because she seems relaxed when she talks about regular stuff. But, okay, the Black Tarot giveaway, number 1 through 100. The first person I see, not the first person who types it, but the first person I see, I will send this to you at my earliest convenience. So go now, 1 through 100. First person I see. If you send it to me at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com, I will send it to you. Oh, now it's going too fast. Everybody's really close, though. Not everybody. There it is. I seen it. Aspasia Rising. It's for you. 32. That was the number. So I will say, Stephanie, if you don't get out of my comments, Trillium Tarot, you don't need no more decks. I think you got, if I send you this, Pete will send me a hate letter, and I don't want So Aspasia, if you send me your information at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com, like I said, I will then send that to you.
Yay.
So 30. Now you put 32, Desiree.
everybody starts putting 30.
So send me this. Yeah, you send me this, and then I'll send it back to you because that's how that works. Send me your information at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. And hi, Pete. And I will send this out to you. Okay. So next week we will be on Jen's channel, right? Anyhow,
Yep.
On Jen's channel, and we will see y'all then.
I'm gonna go buy some new petty boots for next week.
And thank you, Lori, for coming to join us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
for
joining
so
on the
much
Soul
fun.
Chat. Bye-bye, y'all.